thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We have Jesper Sørensen to start us out. Yes, just what can you thoughts of the match and their coach of the year?
Yeah, I think it was a great match. Two very good teams playing at a high level. I think that it was fun and stressful to watch. It went back and forth, and I think we had opportunities to score more goals, and but they also had some opportunities. So I think that it's not that it wasn't a fair result. I think that we played a very disciplined and very well structured game, and I think that it was just a game where it went back and forth, and we had our opportunities. We couldn't really take them, but it was the players left everything on the pitch, and it's been a tough stretch with all the away games, and I think we looked to have you know the energy we should have after also a tough Houston game.
Thank you. We'll start with Joshua and move in Joshua, please.
Yeah. First and foremost, is there any update on Rango?
Nope. We just came in, and I don't know about it yet. So he said that he just stuck in the pitch, so we have to see what it is. I don't know.
And is to make a Bilal coming in for him, and just how defensive the game was?
Bilal, I think he did well. I think that he hasn't been playing much as of late, and I think that he was doing very well, getting into the pitch also pretty fast with a very short notice. So I think that he did well, even more that you can expect from him, and played well together with Björn and Matthias and Eddie. So I think that was nice to see.
And
That you talked about the defensive game. Was that a question?
yeah, that was quick.
Yeah, I think that we had a game plan where we knew last time we played them, we exposed ourselves a little bit in the pocket space, and we didn't want to open that one up. We know that Raya and De La Torre are very good in when they get play in between our midfield and our back line. So we didn't want to open up that space. I think we had some very good. We need some speed in the center because they play through the middle a lot. So we played with Jivan, Kubas, and Sebastian. I think they did very, very well. And yeah, I think defensively we played a decent game. We gave away some set plays, but I also think that they got a little bit too much from the referee, in my opinion. And of course, later in the game, it became a little bit more towards our goal. We had some breakaway opportunities. We played them a little bit too steep too often, but we also had a good option for both Jaden and Brian in the second half, maybe to score to 2-0 and then close the game. And then, of course, we had the one in the end with Daniel, so that was okay. But they also had some opportunities. So it was a very good game to watch. It was great, two good teams, and yeah, I think that the players did extremely well.
Thank you. Please take Michael.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joshua and Nathan, please.
Hi, Jesper. Josh asked a bit about defense capability of your team. I wanted to ask about what you thought about the defensive ability of San Diego. In particular, Dua and the culture. Both default W defense played by Hans-Played coach Drew Paul against your team. A very young center back or a very young center back pairing that seemed to be playing very neutral.
Yeah, of course. Normally, I don't. I look a little bit more towards our own players, but yeah, they played well. It was new for Dua to play this position, and he did well. I think. I think we let him take the ball on the inside of us a couple of times where we shouldn't. So he put a little bit of pressure there with the ball. It's a well structured, well organized, and well coached team. And like us, I think that we've seen throughout the season also with San Diego, when they have new players, they're ready to step in and they know what to do, and they get a task that they are good at executing. We also seen it with a couple of our players. So I think I think it's yeah, they did well. We didn't want to expose ourselves going up too early in the pressure, and I think that also helped them maybe get a little bit of the touch of the ball. But in general, I think they did well. The two center backs for San Diego, but I also think that we had the opportunities normally that we would profit from. Right, we had two big chances for Brian. We had one big for Jaden, and I think they were actually quite good chances. So yeah, they did well, but we also were able to exploit the that they maybe were not playing together too much normally.
It's also to the first San Diego meeting that you had earlier back in DC place. Is very much was a lot of topless field battle. Like you said, public changes. One of the big changes was getting Sebastian back. Can you just talk about what this impact is since he's returned from international duty, in particular with against this match, also contributing to some very system on goal?
Yeah, Sebastian came back and played a lot in the Gold Cup. Done amazing. He didn't have his best game against Colorado, and I know that he also thought that. But since then, he was very good at Houston, and then of course playing, I think, extremely well today. Sebastian is the example you have to follow, because every day he gives himself all the chances to give himself a good career by the way he works every day, and you can see he adds to his game every time we see him almost. And yeah, he plays 90 minutes again. He played almost the entire game against Houston. We took him out in the end, but he's a good player, and he's also got even more confidence now. And he's just growing and growing, and he's pushing every day, everything out of his body to become a better player. And we try to help him to reach his goals, because yeah, he wants to do everything, and of course, as a coaching staff, we just have to help the players get best possible. And I think that yeah, he's a guy that has a big impact on us and our team, and you can always rely on him. And he's also strong, and very rarely he's injured, because he's very strong, and he works every day to become even stronger. So it's great to have a guy like that on the team.
There's just specific from that.
Making it completely.
Tester, I want to talk about the road trip that there, with Fires getting the longest of a Nathan phone with 7 points from it. What is your analysis on how the two were overall?
Yeah, it's been up and down, of course. But we also have to acknowledge to the team that it's been, the squad has been really stressed and under pressure with not many available players. First of, there was the Gold Cup with a lot of players out. Now we said goodbye to Pedro, obviously, and having some injuries on top of that, players coming back from Gold Cup injured, and of course we have been relying a lot on players that haven't been playing that much, and they've done amazingly. A player like Björn played the last 4 games almost full time. In the apps, Tristan has not been available to play the last 2 ones, and yeah, I think it's been a tough stretch for us. We have been a little bit inconsistent, but I think that we got back after the Colorado game to become more structured, be more disciplined. I think we played undisciplined against Colorado. Now it looked much better the other day against Houston, and now we also looked much more solid. Okay, they had the opportunities today, but we looked more solid and looked more mature as a team, and that's what we have to do. We know that we're a good team. We know that we have good players, but of course we almost now played a full season. So we also know that we have been really pushing the guys hard, and yeah, and it's normal that players are a little bit fatigued when we get here. Also, considering the many travels we have.
And then I wanted to kind of two players that were mentioned here before, David and Josh, and that's Yohei Takaoka. It's an incredible saves in his moment. Has come up played so many times. Where to remember Eddie or Pump Boys is shot that kind of created a chance for Laborda and the own ball band. I had really solid shot before then as well. You talk about the impact of in this game and in the game.
Eddie has simply been, elevating his play throughout the season. He's been become better and better. Of course, there are some things we have to still work with him defensively on the one-on-one situations, and that's why I took him out in the break, because we already used one stop with Ranko, and he got a yellow card on Lozano, completely unnecessary, because he just has to stay on his feet, and Lozano went to the left, and he just wait for him to take the ball back to his right. So that's just the matureness he needs to get to learn. But normally I would not take him out of a game like this, because he was very good in the first half. But I just didn't want to risk him getting a red card. We also saw Lozano go out wide. So they wanted to play one-on-one, and I knew they would do that in the second half. Matthias also got a yellow card on Lozano in the second half. So it was not because he played bad at all that we took him out. It was just that we didn't want to use an extra stop in the second half on a substitution we knew would come anyways. So we just did it. And but Eddie has been, yeah, I'm quite impressed by his performance, and he also played a very good game the other day against Houston. Now he played well again today, and it looks good for the future. He needs to add some things. That's normal when you're 20 years old, but yeah, great young man to work with also, and just needs to push a little bit more out of himself. Yohei had a couple of difficult games against Galaxy and also against Colorado, but now I was never in any doubt that he's been a good, solid goalkeeper for us all year, and then he had a good game against Houston, and again today, and I think that he has some good saves when it's needed from him, and but he gives secureness and calmness to his defenders in front of him, and that's what a goalkeeper has to do, and I think that he's been strong and solid for us all year.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, Jesper, about Jivan Badwal and how he is kind of shaping into a player that you could very much rely on ever more during the course of the season, into a role you gave it around 55 minutes tonight. But your thought process looking now to what you started to give him minutes earlier in the season, and how you feel you're going to be able to use him as you move forward.
We saw today that he fit very well into what we were trying to do today. We had a very strong and very fast central midfield today, where we know that they want to play, and we used him as a first pressing player today. And I think that because he moves so well and moves so fast, he's very good at that. I think that he is a promising young player. I saw that when I came in. He came off an injury and started a little slow in the preseason, but you can see that he has some qualities that may be a little bit hidden for the not as knowledge eye, I would say. But it's not that he does spectacular things, scores goals and dribbles a lot, but he's very fast around the pitch. And the reason I took him out was that his foot has been he's got a bone bruise in his foot, and which has kept him a little bit out of some training sessions. We've been taking care of him, and also kept him out of the spot in the team the last couple of times. But I have high hopes for him. He has to work more in the daily work, but he he's a young man with, I believe, high potential. He's you can see also the goal we scored. Him and Matthias played strongly out of a difficult situation down in the left corner, and we came out through Kubas when turned the game, and you can see that he's so fast that he can intercept passes. He just needs to play with more toughness in duels because he really has it. He's a little bit like Andres, but he also turns very well in the space right behind the front line from the opponents. So he's I think that he looks promising, and if we never give him minutes, he'll not develop. So I of course also start giving him minutes, and I think that he's taking the opportunities, and now he's developing into a player that also his teammates trust and rely on when he plays.
Wanted to ask you a little bit about the beginning towards the business end of the season and how it's tightening up in the Western Pakistan, and obviously put through quite a bit of a trot to the table. Steve, they're very much in that mix. There's other teams coming in and around in that standing, and just the focus and the thought process of how the stakes get ever incrementally higher and every game coming up, so that you have to play the green now you're under the regular season.
I don't think that much about that, honestly. What is important for me is that we get even better in the identity of how we want to play, the style of play, and that we manage to be healthy. You can never control that, but we'll try to do that. And we are in a fortunate situation that we've played a good season so far, but we're also very important that our players also get some rest and get some days off when we have that after the Kansas City game. So I think that's of course we would like to win the regular season, but for me it's way more important. We can see today the difference on playing home and away. It's how big is it really? When it matters, it's way more important that you have the players available and ready to go. Of course, we want to win every game, and we'll go into every game with the optimism and ambition to win. And maybe we will win some, and probably not all of them. But I also think that after this heavy road trip, I think that it's lightening up with the schedule. We're not playing as many games from now on, and a lot of them will be at home, so there will be less traveling, and hopefully we'll be coming out strong. The most important thing for me now is that we make sure that we are strong next Saturday, and then they get some rest, and then we start working, maybe peaking our physical condition towards the end of the season.
Last one for me on that. After next weekend, would you say that that's almost another phase to the season that you're almost looking at? There's always a sense that, okay, we're going to go into this next phase and start a Brazil. Is that an approach that
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Because then we'll start training differently. We need to start training harder. We haven't been training much at all. Now we have a week where we say now we can do something on the training ground, but we can't because we have 4 players going to the All-Star game. They'll go directly to Austin from here, and they will not return until Thursday. So we won't do much on the training ground this week. So I think it's after the Kansas City game, there'll be 2 weeks where we'll not play, and then we'll hopefully start to build up towards the end of the season, becoming strong enough to be able to finish strong the last 10 games. So that will be a new phase of the season for me. We already played a full season almost. I don't know how many games we played, 34 or something, 35. So I think that it will be a new phase.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Simon and Jesper. St. Charles back on. Thank you very much.
Thank you.